Good morning, children. This is class 12 physics, chapter 1, electrostatics. So, children, electrostatics, it is the branch of physics in which we study about the electric forces, the electric fields, and the electric potential which are produced due to charges at rest. Here, the charge is going to remain at rest. It is not going to be in motion, right? So, whenever the charge is at rest, the forces produced due to that, and because of that, the electric field, what type of electric field is produced, and what type of electric potentials are generated, that all we will study in electrostatics. Let's start with the topic 1, that is electric charges. So children, we all know that the atom, it consists of nucleus in the center, and inside the nucleus we are having positively charged protons and neutral neutrons, and around the nucleus of atom in the orbit, the electrons are revolving, and these electrons are negatively charged particles, right? It is due to these particles, that the electric forces, that is the force of attraction, the force of repulsion is produced. So these are all electric charge, right? Electric charge. One is negative and other is positive. And these three are your elementary particles, the particles with which the atom is made of. So children, if we want to define electric charge, what is electric charge? Electric charge is a property of the particle, because of which, what does it do? It gives rise to electrical forces. It produces the electric force of attraction or repulsion. So, electric charge is intrinsic property of the elementary particles. Electron की property है, वो proton की property है, right? Because of which it produces electric forces of attraction and repulsion. Now, electric charge, we know it is a scalar quantity and its SI unit is coulomb. And when you write coulomb, it should be written with small COULOMB. And if you want to mention its symbol, instead of writing the entire coulomb, you can just write capital C for it. Now, let's move towards the elementary particles. So, we know the atom, it consists of electrons, protons and neutrons. So these are your elementary particles. Let's talk about their charge and mass. Charge on an electron is minus, because electrons are negatively charged, minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Mass of electron. Mass of electron is very, very less, and that is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Say children, it's minus 31 kg, very, very less, right? Let's talk about protons. Now, protons charge is same as that of electrons. Only the difference is in their signs, in their polarity. That is, protons are positively charged. So it is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now let's talk about the mass of the proton. Protons, they are heavier as compared to electrons. So their mass is 1.672 into 10 to the power minus 27. See, minus 27 is itself very, 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 very less. But if we compare it to minus 31, it is bigger than that. So mass of proton is greater than the mass of electron. Okay. Now let's talk about the third elementary particle, that is neutron. Neutron, we know it has no charge. Right, it is a neutral particle. Mass of the neutron is almost equal to mass of the proton. See, mass of the proton was 1.672 and here it is 1.674 and 10 to the power minus 27 kg is the same. Okay, and similar to this, we have one more particle, that is positron. So the word positron itself tells you that it is positive, right? And it has same mass and it has same charge as possessed by an electron, but its polarity, its sign is positive. So that is your positron. Okay, now children, let's go to the topic 2, that is the two kind of electric charges. So for this, we are going to have a small experiment, and that is you are going to take a glass rod, right? Take a glass rod and you need to rub the glass rod with silk. So this is a glass rod. When you rub it with silk, it acquires positive charge, right? A similar glass rod which is rubbed with silk, if you bring it near the glass rod, if you bring two glass rods which are rubbed with silk near each other, you will see the repulsive force between them, right? So the charges are like, they are same. So like charges repel each other. Got it? Now, take another plastic rod. Now what we are taking? We are taking a plastic rod, right? We are taking two plastic rods and we have rubbed them with wool. So when you rub the plastic rod with the wool, it acquires negative charge. So when you bring two plastic rods which are rubbed with wool near each other, you will observe the repulsive force between them, right? So again, negative, negative, they are same, they are like charges, so they repel each other. But what if, children, we bring the glass rod rubbed with silk near the plastic rod rubbed with wool? So children, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged, right? When we bring them near each other, they are going to experience a force of attraction, because positive, negative, they are unlike charges. So unlike charges are going to attract each other. Okay, so from this experiment, we can conclude that charges are of two kinds, positive and negative. And secondly, like charges they repel and unlike charges attract each other. Okay, so these are your two kinds of electric charges. Next, let's talk about the polarity. What is polarity? Polarity is that property with the help of which you are able to distinguish between a positive and a negative. How you can say which charge is positive and negative? That is from its sign, right? So that property which helps you to differentiate, distinguish between two kinds of charges is the polarity of the charge. The polarity of positive charge is positive and the polarity for negative charge is negative. Right, children? Now, children, when an object is charged, means it possesses some electric charge. It is called, either you can call the object to be charged or also you can use another word, that is electrified. And the object is electrified. But when the object does not possess any net charge, right? The net charge, the total charge is 0. Then the object is said to be neutral. Okay, so electrified and neutral. Electrified when the object possesses electric charge, and when the net charge, when the total charge is 0 on an object, it is said to be uncharged or neutral. Okay. Now children, let's talk about the origin of electrical charges. Okay, the origin of electrical charges. Now, electrical charges we did just now, that atom, right, consists of nucleus, and in the nucleus we are having protons plus neutrons, and around the nucleus we are having electrons revolving, which are negatively charged particles, right? Now children, every atom is electrically neutral. Now electrically neutral does not mean there are no charges, कि कोई proton नहीं है, कोई electron नहीं है. No, electrically neutral means the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. Suppose there are 10 electrons and there are 10 protons. So minus 10 plus 10 will be 0. So whenever you say that the object is neutral, it means that it does not mean that it does not contain any charge, but it means that charges are balanced, right? They are balanced. But once we say children that the object is charged, if we say the object is charged, then what does that mean? It means that the electrons and protons are not equal. There is imbalance between the number of electrons and protons, right? So children, if you want to charge a neutral body, suppose this is a body and it consists of 10 electrons and 10 protons, right? And if you want to make it positively charged, so what will you do? One electron will move out. If you remove one electron from this object, then how many electrons will be left with it? It will be left with 9 electrons. So minus 9 and plus 10. So its charge is positive. Plus 10 and minus 10 is plus 10 and minus 9 is plus 1, right? So it becomes positively charged. But if you want to make the object negatively charged, and previously the object was having 10 electrons and 10 protons, right? So you need to add an electron to this. So on adding an electron, the number of electrons will become beta 11. So the charge will be minus 11 plus 10. So resultant is minus 1. So the charge of the object becomes minus 1. That is, it becomes negatively charged. So whenever you want to electrify or charge a neutral body, either you need to add or you need to remove a kind of charge, right? So this is it. Now let's, from what about these electrons? How do they come out? Why do they come out? So children, we know, we have studied in our lower classes that in the outermost orbit of the nucleus, so suppose this is your atom, and in the atom this small is your nucleus, right? So here you are going to have the orbits. So in the outermost orbits, the electrons which are present, they are very loosely bound with the nucleus. The force of attraction between the electron and the nucleus is very, very less. So on getting a little energy from outside, अगर इसको थोड़ी सी energy मिल गई, right? On getting a little energy from outside, this electron will gain that energy, and after having enough energy, it will eject itself. It will jump from the outermost shell and it will move out, right? So the electrons which are present in the outermost shell, they are very loosely bound to the nucleus. So if we give an energy over here to this electron will absorb that energy, and after absorbing that energy, it will get ejected from the surface of the metal. तो जितनी एनर्जी हमने उसे दी, जिस एनर्जी की वजह से वो मेटल की सरफेस को वहां से निकल गया, that energy is known as the work function. So this is very important, children. Work function, this we will be learning in part 2. So just remember, work function is the amount of energy which we provide to the electron, and after having that much of energy, the electron, it gets removed from that material. वो यहाँ से remove हो जाता है and it comes out. So that energy is your work function. So work function is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the surface of the metal. अगर वर्क फंक्शन कम होगा मीन्स कम एनर्जी में इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहर आ जाएगा, अगर वर्क फंक्शन ज्यादा होगा मीन्स बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी यू रिक्वायर टू गिव टू bring the electron out, right children? So this is about your work function. Now if you rub, children, if you rub two objects, right, for example if you take a scale and rub it on your hair, right, and after that you will see that that scale is able to attract tiny bits of paper. So how is that possible? So beta, because when you rub the plastic scale on your hair, it became charged, because when you were rubbing, you provided energy to the electrons, and that electrons got transferred from one object to another, and then leaving the plastic scale electrified, leaving the plastic scale charged. So by rubbing, you provided the work function required for the electrons in the scale, and the scale became charged, and after becoming charged, it started attracting the pieces of paper, right? Okay. Now children, let's move to the next slide, and that is when you lose electron. When you lose electron. So children, when you lose electron, at that time, negative charge comes out. So there is imbalance between the negative charge and the positive charge. So as negative charge has come out, children, the atom, it becomes net positively charged, right? And children, if you add one electron, then what will happen? On addition of electron means you are adding one additional negative charge. So the atom will become negatively charged. So it is simple, right? So when you lose electron, the material becomes positively charged, and when you gain electron, the material becomes negatively charged, right? So children, when you are removing electron or when you are adding electron, right, you are just talking about charges, but as you know that electron has mass. We know it is very small, but then too electron is having some mass. So children, when you are removing the electron from the atom or you are adding an electron to the atom, there is some transfer of mass also, right? So when a positively charged body, पॉजिटिव कब होगा वो, जब उसने कुछ इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज किया होगा, राइट? सो व्हेन अ पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड बॉडी व्हिच हैज लॉस्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन, व्हाट विल हैपन टू इट? एज इलेक्ट्रॉन हैज गॉन, so its mass will reduce slightly. On the other hand, negatively charged body means it has gained electron, and gained electron means it has gained the mass of electron also. So what will happen? Its mass will increase slightly. So this is your transfer of mass when you are charging a body, when you are making a body either positively charged or negatively charged, right beta? Chalo. So now let's start with the conductors and insulators. So children, conductors we have learnt in our lower classes. They are the substance, they are the material which allow electric charges to flow through them, right? So this is nothing new. So they are conductors which allow charges to flow through them. The best conductor is silver, and other examples are copper, iron, aluminium. Earth is a very good conductor, right? Human body, right? And in your class 8, you are learnt about the electrolytic solutions, right? The liquid conductors. They include acid, base, alkalis, and salt solution, right? So in metals, Who are responsible for the electricity, for the production of electricity? They are the electrons, the free electrons, which are present in the outermost orbit. Why? Because outermost orbit mein hai, so they are loosely bound. So little energy, they will get excited and they will start moving. And movement of electrons produces electricity. Right. But what happens in electrolyte? Electrolyte mein, they are not electrons, free electrons, which are responsible for the conduction. Right? Usme kaun hai? Usme positive ions and negative ions. You saw in your low classes, right? Electrolyte mein positive ion bhi move karenge, negative ion also they move. And because of the movement of positive and negative ions, electricity is produced or it conducts, right? So the charge carriers in electrolytes are positive and negative ions. Now let's talk about insulators, children. So an insulator, we know they are the substance through which electrical charges cannot flow, right? Example, glass, diamond, plastic, sand, right? Porcelain, etc. So why? What is wrong with insulator? Because beta, the electrons which are present in the outermost orbit, they are tightly bound to the nucleus. If you give energy, then also they do not come out. So there are no free charge carriers. यहाँ पे कोई carrier नहीं है जो charge को move कराएगा, right? So due to the absence of free charge carriers, they do not conduct. Means they oppose. They offer large resistance. This is a new type of material. This is dielectric. Dielectric is, insulators are also called dielectric. Why? See children, dielectric, they are not going to conduct electricity, right? They are just like insulators. Electricity conduct nahi karenge. But what happens when you apply external electric field? अगर आप बाहर से electric field apply करोगे बेटा, right? Then it on its surface, what will be produced? Charges will appear. वो charges कब तक produce होंगे उस surface पे? जब तक आप external electric field apply करोगे. As soon as you stop the external electric field, the charges which are produced on the surface will stop. Right? So means to insulator you are applying external electric field. आप उसको electric field में रखते हो. What do you see on the surface of the metal? Charges are produced, and this charges, they transmit or they show the electric effect, but they do not conduct. But so this is dielectric is nothing. This is an insulator. Insulator's behavior when it is placed in external electric field. Right? What happens? Charges उसके ऊपर produce हो जाते हैं, and these charges they transmit electric effects. सारे electric forces and that all they do. Right? But they do not conduct. Right? Whatever charges are produced, they are produced at the same place. See, here one note is written that when you transfer some charge to conductor, so that charge gets uniformly distributed over the entire surface. अगर ये conductor है and if you provide some positive charge from here, so that positive charge will be uniformly distributed, right? But if you provide a charge to an insulator, तो जहां आपने provide किया वो वहीं का वहीं रह जाएगा. It will stay at the same place wherever you have put. Right, children? So this is it for today's class. Thank you, Vita.